From Meteor Garden to Forever, Dylan Wang and Shen Yue's story takes a new turn. K-drama Haven Family. There are love stories that exist only on screen. There are pairings that capture lightning in a bottle for a moment. And then, there are those rare, once-in-a-lifetime duos who carve their way into history, not just because of what they played on screen, but because of what they stirred in the hearts of millions. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update in the world of your favorite celebrities. And when it comes to Dylan Wang and Shen Yue, we may just be witnessing one of those rare stories. Because what started in Meteor Garden has never truly ended. And today their story takes a brand new turn. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because this is one journey you must see through to the end. The beginning of a legend. It all began in 2018. A drama that would become one of the most talked about romances of the decade, Meteor Garden. Dylan Wang, fresh-faced, charismatic, the new heartthrob the industry had been waiting for. Shen Yue, radiant, warm, the kind of actress who could make innocence look powerful. Together, they became Dao Mingxi and Shan Kai, a love story that transcended screens, countries, and even languages. But what made it iconic wasn't just the drama. It was the feeling. Fans believed in their chemistry. They believed in the way Dylan looked at Shen Yue like she was the only person in the room. They believed in the way Shen Yue's laughter melted his tough exterior. For millions, Dylan and Shen Yue weren't just acting. They were living a story. The years apart. But as the drama ended, life went on. Dylan soared to new heights, starring in hit after hit. Shen Yue explored new projects, new roles, new opportunities. The industry moved forward. But for fans, their hearts stayed in 2018. Because no matter how many new dramas came out, no pairing ever felt the same. No kiss scene hit as hard. No laughter felt as pure. And quietly, in every fan forum, in every comment section, one question remained. When will Dylan and Shen Yue reunite? The twist nobody expected. And then, the unthinkable happened. First, the secret glances caught on camera. A stolen moment at a private event that reignited the spark in the fandom. Then came the announcement, Dylan and Shen Yue cast together once again, in a brand new romance drama set to air in 2026. The internet exploded. It wasn't just excitement. It was vindication. Fans who had been waiting for 7 years cried, screamed, fell to the floor in disbelief. One fan wrote, "This isn't just a reunion. This is fate correcting itself." Behind the scenes, the new dynamic. But here's what makes this turn so special. This isn't 2018 anymore. They're not the same actors they once were. They're not the same people either. Dylan, more mature, more refined, but still with that playful spark. Shen Yue, more confident, more graceful, her presence even stronger than before. And when they came together again, insiders couldn't believe what they saw. They were always close, one staff member said. But now, it feels different. Deeper. Like they understand each other on another level. Another whispered. You can see it in the way Dylan instinctively protects her. The way Shen Yue looks at him with trust. It doesn't look like acting anymore. It looks real. The red carpet that broke the internet. And then came the moment that cemented this new chapter. At the drama's first press event, Dylan and Shen Yue walked the red carpet together. He offered his hand. She took it. And as the cameras flashed, their fingers intertwined, not as characters, not as colleagues, but as if two halves of a story had found each other again. The internet exploded. Millions watched live. Hashtags trended worldwide. Fans wept openly. It wasn't just nostalgia. It wasn't just excitement. It was the realization that this wasn't just a reunion. It was the beginning of something new. From Meteor Garden to Forever. And now, fans are asking the question louder than ever. Was Meteor Garden the beginning, and is this new chapter leading them to forever? Because when you strip away the lights, the scripts, and the cameras, what remains is the undeniable bond between Dylan Wang and Shen Yue. A bond that's lasted through time. A bond that no other pairing has ever replaced. A bond that feels less like coincidence and more like destiny. The legacy continues. What started as Dao Mingxi and Shan Kai has become something bigger than characters. It's become a legacy. A story that has lived in the hearts of fans for nearly a decade. And now, with their reunion, it feels like we're not just watching a drama. We're watching history repeat itself. We're watching fate write its next chapter. We're watching a love story that may just be moving from the screen into forever. A moment nobody was supposed to see. It happened during the filming of their brand new drama. The scene was simple. Shen Yue had just finished an emotional take, one that required her to cry, really cry. When the director yelled cut, most actors would normally walk away, break character, wipe their tears, and reset. But what Wang did next changed everything. Instead of stepping back, instead of keeping the boundary, Dylan walked toward Shen Yue. Slowly, deliberately, and without a word, he reached out and wiped the tear from her cheek. It wasn't scripted. It wasn't rehearsed. It was instinct. The gesture that spoke volumes. Fans who saw the leaked behind-the-scenes footage couldn't believe it. Dylan didn't just comfort her like a co-star. He touched her face with a tenderness that screamed of something far deeper. One fan wrote, "The way his hand lingered, the way his eyes softened, that wasn't Dao Mingxi. That wasn't his character. That was Dylan. That was real." Another said, "You can fake chemistry on screen, but you can't fake instinct off camera." That moment was pure, unguarded Wang. And perhaps the most emotional comment of all. The way he wiped her tears, that's not how you treat a co-star. That's how you treat someone you can't stand to see hurt. Shen Yue's reaction. But it wasn't just Dylan's gesture that shook fans. It was Shen Yue's response. Instead of pulling away, instead of laughing off the intimacy, she leaned into it. For a split second, just long enough for fans to replay it frame by frame, she closed her eyes. As if that single touch wasn't just comfort. As if it was home. The staff reactions. And then came the whispers from the set. One staff member revealed. The cameras had already cut. The director wasn't asking for retakes. But Dylan stayed by her side. He didn't move until she was okay. Another crew member confessed. "We see co-stars every day. We know when it's just professionalism. This wasn't that. This was something else." Insiders began talking. Not publicly, not loudly, but quietly in hushed tones, as if they themselves weren't ready to admit what they were witnessing. The internet explodes. And then, the video leaked. It spread like wildfire. Millions of views in hours. Hashtags trending worldwide. Hashtag Dylan protects Shen Yue. Hashtag that was not acting. Hashtag forever Meteor Garden. Fans began making edits, slowing down the moment, zooming in on his hand, on her eyes, on the way their bodies seemed to move in perfect sync without a single word exchanged. It wasn't just a video anymore. It was evidence. Evidence, fans argued, that what Dylan and Shen Yue share goes far beyond scripts, beyond cameras, beyond K-drama. A pattern emerges. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Because once fans saw that moment, they started digging. They revisited every behind-the-scenes clip from Meteor Garden, every press event, every fan meeting, every interview. And suddenly, a pattern emerged. The way Dylan always adjusted his pace to match Shen Yue's when they walked together. The way Shen Yue instinctively turned to him first whenever she laughed. The way his eyes softened only when they landed on her. It wasn't just one moment anymore. It was a history. A history that fans had been watching unfold for years, but only now truly understood. The emotional breaking point for fans. By the time the fandom pieced everything together, the emotions were too much to contain. Some cried, overwhelmed that the pairing they had been rooting for since 2018 might actually be real. Others wrote letters, posting online messages like, "If Dylan and Shen Yue end up together in real life, it won't just be a romance. It will be the greatest love story K-drama has ever given us." And one viral fan post simply read, "We thought Meteor Garden was fiction. But what if it was just the beginning of something true? From sparks to flames." And now, K-drama Haven family, this is where things stand. What began as a drama pairing has turned into one of the most emotionally charged reunions in Asian entertainment. What began as acting has spilled into reality in ways no one can deny. And what began as a spark may just be turning into a flame. Because Wang and Shen Yue's off-camera moments aren't just gestures. Their confessions. Silent, unspoken, but more powerful than words could ever be. The story that won't let go. From Meteor Garden to now, through years of waiting, whispers, and longing, one truth has become impossible to ignore. There is something between Dylan Wang and Shen Yue that time cannot erase, that scripts cannot contain, and that fans cannot stop believing in. And whether it's friendship, destiny, or something deeper waiting to be revealed, one thing is certain. This isn't the end of their story. This is only the beginning of a chapter fans have waited for far too long. K-drama Haven family, what do you think? Was Dylan's gesture just kindness between friends, or was it the realest proof yet that his bond with Shen Yue is something deeper? And if their story truly is moving from Meteor Garden to forever, are we ready for the moment when they finally admit it out loud? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe, because the next chapter of Dylan and Shen Yue's journey may just be the most unforgettable yet.